Cheers boys, thanks man.
Welcome back to another episode working on the R32 GTR. So we're going to stay on this car today as the 33V spec is gone off to paint. It got on a trailer 9 o'clock the other night. We put it on a trailer, got it down to the Gold Coast, and my friend Matt is undoing the 400R rep boxes as we speak. Can't thank Andrew from Kudos Motorsports enough for getting the 400R rep body kit in from Japan, so it's a genuine Nismo kit, and then he was kind enough to drop it off to Matt, who is painting up and fitting the body kit. Right now I want to go into the 32 and what we've been doing. So the 32, as you know, we have had it started and running. It's got a half decent tune in it at the moment, so we can drive it, but I was having trouble with the front crank seal. Now, because we swapped the blank off plates over, this is the original one from PRP, and then you can see here, this is their revised design here. Now, Herman machined the hole out for us. Now, what I want to get to is this car has got a Callies crank in it. It's the Callies oversized long nose post, or whatever they call it, crank. So it's actually got a 45mm crank in it, whereas standard is 35mm. And that's where it got a little bit tricky with the blank off plates, because these were designed only for the 35mm. Herman was kind enough to revise the design, and we got it sorted, and I put it back in. However, it decided to spin one out again on me. Now, I think it was just a bit unfortunate that it did, and the seal that I used had been in and out a few times while we were playing around with the designs. So I've now got a brand new front crank seal. We're going to put that in today, and everything else is pretty well ready to go for a drive. So it should be fun. It is raining though, so I'm hoping that the weather's going to dry out and we can get back out there. Let's get stuck into it. Because of the expansion rate of the billet block, there's actually this second tensioner here, which is just on a spring and a swivel. So what I'm doing now is just timing it up. Luckily we've got this is our top dead center pointer, and you can see where it says TDC right there. And then we've also got the blue mark there, which has got to line up with our PRP pointer back there. So what I normally do is use zip ties just on the gears there, just to keep the belt in place up the top. There's another one there, and then you can sort of muck around with your TDC pointer down here. Let's adjust the belt, put it on, get all the timing marks lined up, and we'll, what the fuck was that? And we'll go for a drive. Did you see that? So we're coming around to top dead center there. You can see we're 10 degrees before top dead center, and top dead center is about there. I think what you've got to remember with GTRs is the engines are actually on an angle, so the engines aren't dead straight. So any of those top dead center marks, the one that points up is actually meant to be just off center, because if you look at your engine, it's clearly leaning that way because of the all-wheel drive sump. So when you do have marks that point up, like if you were to go straight up from the crankshaft center line, it'd actually go halfway here. So we've got to move that across to dead straight with the block. So that should be right there. Then we should have a blue mark on it. We've got to go around another 180. Top dead center. Awesome, so we nearly got the 32 back together. I do have to turn the compressor on because we need to put the radiator back in and use the compressor to vacuum fill. Now with the coolant I run, I do a weaker red inhibitor mix with some of that super cool or wet water, whatever it is. They are handy and they are good to have. Yeah, so we'll do that now. I'll grab the radiator. Forget how good these Hypertune radiators are. They are some of the best radiators in the world, and they always look great on GTRs. So we got the radiator back in. It looks absolutely sweet. Actually, the whole thing's come together really well. I'm super happy with it. So now we've got to grab the vacuum, or the vacuum fill, I guess you would call it, to do the coolant. So this is it here. I'll open it up and show you how it works. It's pretty simple. So we actually just hook the compressor up to it. This bit goes into the piece like this, sits in there, then we hang it up, get it to do a vacuum, and then we'll vacuum fill it. So again, look how this turned out, super well. The whole sort of raw finish look is something that I've always been attracted to, and I think it works well. We're not going to be going for the same look on the 400R build, that's for sure. That thing is going to be epic. So let's get this running, get it hooked up, and get some coolant in it. Okay, so we're going to fill it. First we're going to disconnect this, turn it off, being very careful not to let anything go, because if you do let the vacuum out, it means you've ruined your last half an hour of vacuuming it, and that's generally how long I vac it for. I want to make sure that stays in there very carefully. And then we're going to fill it up through this hole here. So we're going to carefully move this over to here. I should have had this already done before I started vacuuming, because if you accidentally pull that sucker out, which could be done, we want to get our hose. So we plug this in here, again carefully. I should have already had that done. I think that's going down, so we need to get onto this. So, got your mixed coolant, put it up on your little push cart. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So we want to drop that into our coolant, making sure it's not come down and comes back up so you're in air. Then you want to just turn on that tap and Bob's your uncle. So let's give it a go.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Is that not? Oh no, bruz. We've done the old fucking hell, man. Take two. I gotta do it again, it leaked. Let's try this again, do it better this time. I've got everything set up. So I must have bumped it last time. It is super sensitive. Oh no, it's done it again, man. There must be a leak in the system. There's obviously a leak. There must be air getting in the system, because that, I seen it suck and I heard it suck, but that might be the case there. That might have been loose. Let's do this one more time. The worst bit is that's half an hour down the drain. Now, all right. 10:45. Third time lucky. I'm just gonna go over everything and make sure it's not me that's fucking this up. Turn that off. Right, now we wanna open. Oh, there she goes. Look at that. Make sure that thing's in the coolant. It works, as soon as you do it right, it works a treat. Okay, so what I was doing wrong is this here actually has 3 steps in it. So there's on, off, and then just like, so you can keep it going. So my bad, but that's sucking it up good. So once you've done your vacuum fill, check your swell pot and just top the last bits up. Whoop. Yes. Right, let's start this motherfucker up. One thing I do need to do, because I removed the cam angle sensor, is we will have to set the base timing or just check the base timings. Rightio, time to start this thing.
Early the next morning.
Yeah, it's 10 weeks to GTR Fest and we have 0 cars ready out of the 2. This thing here is, I know people carry on that I'm forever changing it, and I am, because I'm changing things for the better. So I'm gonna pull the ITBs off this car. that'd be a perfect ITV setup for the 400R rep. So we're going to get rid of the ITVs and go single. We're going to use a 82mm Bosch dry-fire motor, and it's going to be heaps better for tuning. And yeah, I did want to go that earlier on in the piece, but the car changes all the time. So for high horsepower, I think we'll go single throttle body. The Garrett has released a new intake manifold, so we're going to give that a go. Kudos has supplied us with the Garrett intake manifold with the drive-by-wire motor. We're going to do some testing from Andrew at Kudos Motorsports and just see how it goes. I'm going to take this for a spin anyway before we pull it down. So I need to send this manifold back to Hypertune. This manifold just, it was brought off from last year, and it's just been a little bit tedious the whole time. So if you can't see on film there, the clear actually come off it straight away. It actually started peeling off, and I sort of just rubbed it off to make it look okay. But Hypertune have been great to deal with. You got to remember, we had bad luck with this thing. So when it first turned up, it turned up with half 45mm runners on it and half 48mm runners. I don't know how, but they apologised. They sent the new runners up. But yeah, the manifold, without even starting the car, the clear was peeling off. So we're going to get another one, and it's going to be ceramic or clear anodized as well. But it'll be 48mm runners again, but it's going to have a single throttle body. So yeah, will be cool. I've never had that before on a GTR, so that'll be cool. It'll still sound great, don't stress. And Hypertune are doing the radiator and all the other bits for us too for the 33, which we ordered ages ago to make sure we'll get done in time. We're going to go for a spin. I'm pretty sure the front crank seal is leaking again, which means it must be an installation thing, I don't know. I might have positive crankcase or a crankcase pressure issue, maybe, I'm not sure. It's finally stopped raining outside, so let's start it up and go. This is how cool M-Tron is, for those that wonder why it costs the extra money. So this is the calibration for our intake air temp sensor. So to do the calibration, it's so simple. It's not like you need to be a decoder or anything like that, like I used to think so. So you literally just go load calibration, and then Mitch has already sent it to me. So on the desktop, there's the intake air temp sensor calibration, open, and then you want to hit F4, storing calibration to ECU, and that's that simple. And now our intake air temp sensor should be working. So there we go, that's better. Intake air temp sensor is now reading, so that's probably going to help with the idle too. I don't know if you can see in there, but it was intake air temp sensor was reading like 10 degrees, and we did have a cold morning, but I knew it wasn't that cold. Start this thing. that. That was so much fun. Super pumped on that. But that thing is just sick, man. Okay, so the tune in it is like a bag of dicks. It's driving not very nice at all. That turbo though, I could swear I've got like a small factory-sized twins on it. It's that big turbo is sick. There's nothing wrong with having a big turbo on a car like that, and I love it. It's so much fun to drive, man. It's just a grin ear to ear. I can't wait to get it tuned, and hopefully I'll be at Rocky Notes. We'll see how we go. How's that? Gotta love the Bowden's products. And the big boy, that thing is epic. Get yourselves a detailing cart too, that is super handy. Got the blower down there, but we didn't use it because we used our happy endings. This stuff is cool. So you wash it on, you got to get it off really quick though, just on the panels, and it gives it that glossy finish. So now I'm gonna add some quick wax, and my partner Kelly's just done the windows and they look awesome. And yeah, what a happy weekend. What a good weekend. Got the thing going, and now we're gonna pull it apart and make it even better.